Hello, hi, and welcome. I'm Kozan Hussein, cornerstone in the London Bitcoin Bank project. This video is for our OdeSK contractors. I just wanted to keep you up to speed with what's going on right now. Uh, the biggest things that we're seeing right now is difficulty is increasing. So if you was with us in 2013, you remember that early on in the year we was earning much more money, and towards the end of the year the difficulty ended up causing it to go down, down, down. And our solution was to move over to Litecoin with LBTC grid, and we had a couple of good months there. However, difficulty increased to the point where it's made it difficult. So we've tried to weigh in all of these factors, and one of them was to make the coin system. And the coin system is important because you're mining, and usually how we used to work is you would mine throughout the month, and when you mine throughout the month, then at the end of the month we calculate and then pay the following month. Now with that gave like 30 days for increases, and in 2013 it worked well with Bitcoin because pretty much it went all the way up. Okay, so what we've noticed is Litecoin's gone down. It's gone down in value from $45 in November to $25 we had about when LBTC grid was doing okay enough to pay for the site's costs. The coin system, essentially what it will do is over time you will be earning more money in theory, as long as the price of the coins goes up. For example, last year what we noticed, in fact us getting the devices only happened because of building up on the coins, and the price went up and we managed to get the devices. If the prices didn't go up, we wouldn't have been able to get the devices. So that's an important point. And the coin system, essentially you earn into your Litecoin account, you earn into your Litecoin account or Bitcoin account, depending on what we're working on. Right now, Litecoin. If you earn there, then what will happen is as prices increase, like for example, they went up from the low of $67 last year up to $1,200. And if you've heard about Bitcoin's early days, we found out, like, you know, even a small amount of money, you know, like $1 could have get you, you know, 1,000 bitcoins a few years ago, and today they're worth, you know, $500. So it is a big thing when you've got the numbers there over time. So with those in mind, the coin system essentially allows you to build up in coins, and you can convert when you want to, when the price becomes better. Essentially, when you're mining with your GPU, what will happen is, you know, if you hold on to them for 6 months, 3 months, 1 year, or however long it takes for those prices to increase, if they increase, you know, this is, there's no guarantees there, but it has happened in the past, and you know, everyone's betting on that happening continually as a deflationary currency or internet medium or whatever. It's opposite to money, so over time it doesn't go down, it's meant to go up. So based on those principles, you're mining today, it's costing you a certain amount of electric. If we only kept it in the old system, right now it doesn't give you no benefits. So the coin system, essentially you hold it and over time it would make benefit. Now that's not it's not so all easy as that. For now, since we've converted to individual usernames, because you're working off a Litecoin account, it's your GPUs are becoming very hard to make money with, because you've got ASICs out there, even for Litecoin now. And when we done that 52 million hashes a second test for 1 hour, and then 2 hours after that, you know, it's the equivalent of 1,000 GPUs. We haven't had 1,000 GPUs mining at the same time at any point in the London Bitcoin Bank's history. So that makes it very interesting with all of this. How do we make it work? One option we've got is groups and clans. And with groups and clans, the idea behind that is that you get your friends, you build up a team, and because you are all working off one username, yeah, the Litecoin address you're mining with, what happens is it does the same as what we found early on with LBTC Grid. That working together makes the main benefit. It's something that we can't focus on as much. You know, my own time needs in Trimillion has to focus to make sure we're building the company. And LBTC Grid right now is, you know, it's not producing us money. So our concern is how do we change it? You know, right now, financial unplugging has to hibernate. What we're doing with VRM changes, we have to do some changes there. If you've noticed, we've been doing other stuff, and there's hundreds of giga hashes on the Bitcoin network. And these are part of projects that the company is working in other areas. So we had to set some limits here. And what we're doing is for everyone in financial unplugging, they're getting 1 giga hash each pointed to them. What we might do is we might just put them on the actual contracting place and let it directly earn them money, and they can choose to convert when they want to convert. With conversions, we're not doing conversions right now. At the start of August, instead of at the end of August, we made payment to the financial unplugging teams. We didn't make payment for all list yet. We're putting 1 giga hash for all list, but we might remove that because even 1 giga hash is becoming small. And to tie in with that, I want to speak to you about the free speeds, because we're considering giving everyone the same speeds as your GPU. And the other day we did a test by reducing our contracts down to 0 and starting off with GPU speeds and checking right up to 100 million hashes a second, which is 0.1 giga hashes on the Bitcoin network. And what we found is it's too small for it to get shares or produce a result with the contracting company. And essentially what that would mean is we'd give you the giga hashes, you know, 0.01 even up to, and which is higher than a lot of GPUs are, you know, mining on Bitcoin. So it doesn't really help it at all, because you would get it, and even if it just about made it, you know, once difficulty changes once or twice, it's likely that you would fall behind. And this is the issue we're finding on LBTC Grid with Litecoin, because you know, like, imagine that you've got a device that's mining at 52 million hashes a second. You know, it's equivalent to 1,000 GPUs, and that's not the only one. You know, there's, pardon me, there's loads of these around the world. So GPUs can't compete. Also, dual use, people in mining are mining 24/7, and they're doing that because they're building up coins. Those coins they're holding because they expect it to go up, and then once it goes up, they can sell it. Like I said, you know, you could, for $1 you could have get, you know, 1,000 bitcoins a few years back, and you know, today that would you know, that would be a totally amazing amount. So our thoughts right now is how can we move yous over to a system that allows you to do that, so yous can hold. And this is why we're pausing doing conversions. We haven't really implemented those systems where you can say, right, I've collected these Litecoins, can you please convert it for me? We're not doing that right now because Litecoins have hit $5. They've even gone down slightly even more. It means it's a bargain time. It's time to hold those. You know, it could go down. It could go down to 0. But more than likely, it's going to increase. You know, it's been running for some time now, and these things do happen. It goes up and down. But right now, our recommendations with both Bitcoin and Litecoin is hold it. So we will make conversions possible again, but not right at this minute, because there's no point. You know, if you mined with your GPU and you tried to convert it, you would be earning less because of your electric costs. This was a major concern. So the coin system essentially allows you to hold. Once it goes up and it's covered the electric and you've made a profit, then you can say convert it. And if we can't convert it, there's other places that can convert it. I appreciate OdeSK rules with payments through OdeSK, but as right now LBTC grid, the London Bitcoin Bank has to change. We have to do these things. So what will happen to, what's our thoughts with groups and clans? Right now our thoughts with groups and clans is that you will build up your team. You will get a group of friends, you will get a group of other people. Now, I want you to think about games like Battlefield. I don't really play it, but understand the concept. You get your team together, or in whatever game, you get your team together, you get your tools together. Some people have better equipment than other people, but all together, the team makes up the team. So our aims here, or your aim with a group or clan, should be to, you know, like one of you's buy an ASIC, or, you know, there's someone in your group with an ASIC, or there's, you know, everyone's working together to buy an ASIC and things like this, because it has to move to ASICs. We've stopped hiring people on OdeSK for this reason, because GPUs are going down. It only gives a small time frame. It's possible you can build up your teams, and what would happen with that is one person, likely you or whoever you appoint, will be in charge of the team or the group or clan, and what you will do is you would build up the coins, and then you divide it and you send everyone their coins, or you send everyone a payment, or you know, we'll explain all these processes. But that is one view. However, time is limited. You know, everyone should be considering getting on ASICs themselves. This is important because an ASIC by itself uses a fraction of the amount of electricity compared to a GPU. All of these are based on, you know, the market, what the market's doing, and we always knew that, and we've communicated this, that, you know, we had last year we estimated that we'd be able to run to the end of this year or next year on Bitcoin, but things went a bit fast, and by December we couldn't run it like that, so we moved over to Litecoin. Pretty much, if financial unplugging is gonna happen, we have to work together. So what is important right now with OdeSK teams, you're with us on OdeSK, you have experience with working, you have experience with Bitcoin, Litecoin, mining. Some of you have experience in promoting, social media, internet marketing. You have access to a lot of people. I think if we all work together, we could build this project up. So the direction of LBTC grid right now is to move into like a competition server. This is to bring in those people with ASICs. We need people with ASICs for this project to move forward. And what the competition server, LBTC grid, will gradually turn into is a competition server where it will make a payout, you know, like for example, we'll select one person in the month, and we'll, you know, they'll get a bulk of the payment. You know, currently 50% is paid out, 50% is kept, and the purpose of that is for it to be available for devices. So the competitions do an interesting thing. For example, we had two competitions, we had one competition running over Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3 winners, 2 was the same person, 1 person different. I don't know the names, you'll have to check on LBTC grid. It says the names of the winners and their Litecoin address. Okay, so moving over to the competition system, it makes some interesting things. For example, if we move the site to 1 gigahash in total, what would end up happening is, like for example, $1,000 payout. or if we had 10 gigahashes, $10,000 payout, 100 gigahashes, $100,000 payout. So essentially it follows through with how Bitcoin and Litecoin works, and essentially everyone mines, and every time you mine, those hashes you're putting in is like a number, like what you do on the lottery, and the one that's found the block, the answer to the block, that's the one who gets paid. So in the spirit of that, what we're doing is we're moving it over, so then there's this incentive, you know, and what we'll have is one win. What we gradually will turn into is having one main winner and maybe 10 other winners or 5 other winners. We may have it on based on speeds, how much you mine. GPUs doesn't matter, or ASICs, you can use either, but for it to be able to continue, we have to have the speeds and profitability there. Okay, what I want from yous is focus right now during this change, because this change allows something interesting. You people know about this technology, you have learned, and you have the skills for working. So some ways we want to move this is we want to be able to ultimately be able to provide you jobs. You know, we've got several hundred people who if we work it right, you all could have a job in the London Bitcoin Bank. Not with mining, but with actually support. You know, as you know, if you PM me, you know, you probably don't hear a reply for weeks, or sometimes you're probably waiting for months. That's because, you know, when you PM me through OdeSK, it just comes to me. You know, before we had Jenna supporting the forums, and right now Jenna's not in the project, so you know, we need those systems in place. As a side note, to Jenna, we provided him with $1,000 worth of shares in our company. So you know, just keep that in mind. He helped us for 2-3 months, even though we expected him to be able to work extra, but he works in the IT department in an airport, flight controller, all of that. So he's a very busy person. He hasn't been able to help us out that much this year, but we still gave him $1,000 worth of shares in the company. Now that shows that we are committed. You know, we need the people in place. If we move over to the competition system, what I need is everyone, you know, listening to what we're doing and really make the buzz out there. You know, if you know social media, then go out there and make the buzz. The competition's coming, you know, or we release a message. Just keep track, because I will employ people, I will hire people, I will give you a position outside of just mining, where you are doing something which is earning you money, not just your computer trying to earn and your graphics cards trying to compete with all these assets. So that's my aim, to move everyone over to paid jobs in the London Bitcoin Bank. For that to happen, we need some movement. So for jobs, what I'm looking at is people who who's doing the most. You take this, you move it, and then suddenly we've got all of these people coming in to join this competition. That's how you'll get a job, because ultimately if the site's profitable, we're making money, you've got a job. It's as simple as that. Financial unplugging, we're pausing, we're still paying out those who was unplugged as long as 1 gigahash produces them money. Until Bitcoin's price increases, like for example, let's say they're $500 now, and what we need is for them to go to about $2,000 to be workable again. So it is 4 times less than what it should be. Sooner or later, the market should correct itself and it should go up. Let's just check if there's anything else here. One other thing I want to cover is feedback. Our policy before was we don't give feedback. Yeah, you know, because you're meant to join us, and the whole point is we should be unplugging you. You know, that's the aims of the project. Based on the current situation of difficulty and you know how the market is showing, what we're going to do is we're going to give people feedback. But to do that, what I want to do is I want you to stay connected with us. We want to implement systems where, for example, you can provide us your email address and we can keep you posted about the project, because you know the company's invested a lot of time into you. To hire each person requires a lot of manual time to get you up, get you started, especially in 2013. um, Even though there hasn't been much response from me because I am busy and I can't sit down and just answer PMs all day, we're looking at solutions how to do this. For example, making putting your questions up on Yahoo Answers or on a Facebook group or something like that. What we want to do is we want to expand it, so then you're not just messaging me, but it's doing something which helps the project grow at the same time. um, if you have messaged us, most likely thing that will happen is you'll get a message back saying please reply through here, or email us through here, or reply to the Facebook group here, etc. What I want to do is I want a medium where we see everyone participating to make this work. I can't run this project myself. If we want it to succeed, we have to work together. So right now what I want to see is, you know, for example, I said we might sell LBTC grid. Right now we want to test the competition, which we aim to start in September. So originally we was going to do it first week of September, but we're going to extend it to the month of September and run it throughout the month. Yes, you can win the competition. We're putting it to win one whole Litecoin. So when you consider there were $45 in November, that makes it quite an interesting thing. And all it will be is, you know, we'll set up systems where it will give us a random day, random hour and time, and the winner will be the one of those people mining at that point. The whole point being that we start building the speeds up and making it quite interesting. You know, perhaps this is a way of financial unplugging where everyone participates and it produces a bulk amount, and each time it goes through and pays and people win. So stick with the project. You know, it is hard times, it's not easy. You know, I appreciate a lot of people has been mining and it hasn't been producing money. I want to thank everyone who's dedicated. Please remember to switch over to a Litecoin address. Check my instructions, I will put instructions up. But for now, stick with the program. Do as much as you can, because what I want to see is speeds there. So when we're pulling in people, when we're saying to people with ASICs, come and try here, or even people with GPUs, that they can all participate and we make it work. After all, we need the numbers. We haven't had the numbers. We have to find a way to make the numbers, and we've got the people to do the jobs, you know, that we might need: support, communication, internet marketing, social, all of those. So more you help in this factor, then more we can make this project succeed. Or it has to go into hibernation or whatever, and we've failed. So if we want financial unplugging to happen, we have to do these transformations. And I hope you will be with us through this process. Create a great day.